Testing 1, 2. All right, we are just waiting for YouTube to go live, and then we will start. What's going on, guys? Donnie Rouse here, and today we are going to talk about your journey. So, to be more specific, we're going to talk about finding peace in your journey. So, without further ado, let's go right into it. Hi, guys. My name is Donnie Rouse, and you are listening to the podcast One Life. Finding peace in your journey. What is your day-to-day experience of life? Do you go through life at odds with the life that you are living? Said differently, are you in a state of comparison when you're always comparing yourself to what other people are doing, how other people are living? If you are doing that, then I know that you are in an inner state of turmoil. And as a result of that, I'm very happy that you are here today because my intention for this episode is to connect you back to your own life, the beauty that is unique to you, and the journey that is ahead of you. And in doing so, 3 points I'm going to stop. We're going to start getting you to stop comparing and to start embracing your journey, to find meaning in the unexpected events that are constantly unfolding in your day. And then also just to trust in the timing of your life. In doing so, as a result, all of a sudden now you let go of the burden. And in letting go of that burden, you show up better for yourself, you show up better for your friends, your family, you have more impact, and you give permission to others to embrace their life. So this story came about from literally a very, very long journey that I had been having. And we'll start first with a coaching experience. I was talking with my coach, and one of the hangups that I had had for a very long time was constantly comparing my life to the way it's supposed to be, right? And it sounds so stupid because if you were to ask me, well, would you trade your life for someone else's life? Like, is there someone's life that you are admiring and want to be? And I would tell you, no, there's honestly not. So you can see like the internal struggle that was going on in my mind. I constantly was feeling like I needed to be doing something that I wasn't far enough along, or that I wasn't. I didn't feel like I was enough because I didn't meet this certain criteria that most of society deems as successful. So talking to my coach, we were looking specifically at my business, and we were looking at my living environment. So I had moved back home because I wanted to put the time into growing the business as well as to put money aside to buy a place. And in doing that, my coach asked me, she goes, all right, well, listen, you already are very clear with what your intentions are, right? You know that if you were to find, you could go move out, you could find a place, and you may have to get another job, but you know that would actually take you away from what you're doing now. It would divide your time. And I intellectually, I thought I knew that, but it wasn't yet in my body. Fast forward a couple months, I met a love interest. When I say love interest, meaning somebody that I actually had sincere desire just to get to know better as a person, something I hadn't felt in a very, very long time towards somebody. One of the things I noticed that going out with this person, there was always these trigger points that would happen that reminded me of a prior relationship, some healing that needed to occur, but also to help me re-examine and look at how I was comparing myself and how I was living in my own life. During one of these encounters, we started to talk about like last relationships, in which I started getting triggered by it. And then she went on to share that how she had gone to a psychic to get and got insight from that. And one of the psychics was in locally here. So she goes, you know what, you should go to the psychic. I was like, all right, at that point, when you're feeling disturbed, when you feel like triggered, it seems like anything that comes out, you'll try. And that was very much the state that was in. So I said, yeah, all right, I'll go. So I go to see this psychic. And during that meeting with the psychic, it was actually a tarot card reading. So it wasn't even like a psychic reading, but it was a tarot card reading. And she's flipping over all these cards. And she goes, all right, explaining them all to me and explaining what is it's saying that is coming up in my immediate future. Talking about the growth and how I needed to really bunker down and put my focus on what was coming. Without going into too much detail, there are a lot of things that are coming my way in the area of my professional life. So much so that sometimes it feels a little overwhelming to try to organize it all and make sense and move forward in a way that's methodical. So she had brought this up, and then when I had brought up the concern that I had, like that insecurity that was triggered, she had brought up the lesson that I had learned from a coach. She goes, no, 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 no. You're focused. You're exactly right where you need to be. You can't do anything that's going to detract from your focus here is going to be a distraction. You cannot, even a relationship, this person, I'm sorry to hear it, sorry to say it, but even this love interest you have is not right. You could connect and like talk and keep the conversation going, but this is not the right time for you. You need to focus on what is coming. Right? You might be listening and say, well, it sounds so vague. And there is definitely a certain level of buy-in whenever you go to a medium or get any kind of psychic advice, right? There's a level of buy-in where you're like, all right, well, where in my life is this true? Oh my God, yeah, that must be it. But in this instance, I really do feel like it was like a divine guidance. Because at that moment, it clicked. At that moment, all of a sudden now the intangible became tangible. At that moment, I stopped judging my own experience. And it took like a couple days for me to really, really process this. And as I processed it, it felt like a weight was lifted off me. So the reason I am telling you this is because I want you to fully embrace your own journey. So start with what I was saying before, like the 3 points I want you to look at in your own life is looking at your own unique journey, realizing that you are starting from a place that no one else is starting, right? And you have a whole set of experiences that are unique to you. So the first thing is just to concentrate on growing, doing something to improve your life daily. The secondly is finding meaning in the unexpected. When you are present, when you are connected to the moment, when you are free of judgment of your own life, you'll see that there are these connections, this guiding force that is moving you forward. But that voice is a whisper. You have to quiet your mind in order to be able to hear it. And then lastly, trusting in your own timing. Realizing that things are happening exactly in the way they were meant to happen. They are unfolding in perfect timing. I am willing to bet, similar to me, that if I were to ask you, would you trade your life for someone else's life? Like your gut reaction might be like, oh, yes, I 100% I would love to have that person's life. But are you being honest with yourself? And the reason I ask that is because I know I was at the gym and I an old acquaintance who is a millionaire, many millions over. I know them and I know that their life is complete chaos. And so it makes you say, like, well, what exactly are you judging your life against? And I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions, or maybe 4 questions. When you look at that experience you're having in your mind, right, the judgment, ask yourself first, what is it costing you? Having this thought in your mind, how does it make you feel? Like, does it make you feel better? Does it take you out of the day? And then secondly, ask yourself, well, what if this thought didn't exist? How would you go about your day? What you'll realize is that there is a sense of freedom, a sense of peace that comes along when you take this thought out of your mind. And then number 3 is go about living your life from this place. I think we forget to realize that a thought is just a thought. A thought is absolutely nothing until you grasp onto it. You start to feed it and you give it meaning. To prove the point, you have a million thoughts a day, right? You monitor your thoughts for a second. If you've never done it, it's the most fun thing you can ever do, because you realize that your mind is literally having tens of thousands of thoughts a day. But why do you choose to grab onto the one that is making you feel so lousy, right? So use these 3 questions I said, like, what is the thought you're having? How is it making you feel? What if this thought never existed? And then live in the way that as if it never existed. And notice the freedom that comes with that. So that is what I've got for you guys today. I hope that this helps you just feel more comfortable and honor your own journey. Because when you're not honoring your own journey, you are not showing up as your best self, you're disconnected from others, and you are disconnected from this moment, which is all you have. So embrace the moment, love your life, and I will see you in the next episode. So guys, I want to thank you for tuning into this episode. If you enjoyed this post, you can ask me a question or send a comment to me at DONNYRAUS.com via my website at DONNYRAUS.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, you only get one life. Live fully, live passionately, and above all, live now. God bless you guys, and I will see you again soon.